This is one of the funniest fails in a while. Twitter introduced a new feature that shows you where accounts are based, and it's revealed that huge amounts of MAGA and right-wing accounts are based in India, Russia, Thailand, and beyond. Now, MAGA is in meltdown, wherever they are, and we break down all the craziest examples and reactions. Plus, we will, of course, talk about Trump and Zoran's bizarre enemies to lovers twist on Scroll Deep with me, Benedict Townsend, the show that keeps up with internet nonsense so you don't have to, and which is based in downtown Pyongyang. By the way, if you can hear a loud drilling noise in the back of this episode, no you can't, you're just going insane. But also there is drilling happening next to the studio, sorry. Elon Musk, the world's greatest genius, is known for being a supporter of right-wing politics, and his site X, the everything app, decided to add a new feature, a good feature I would say actually, called About This Account that allows others to see where an account is based. That's funny because I thought all the accounts were epic and based. I thought every account was based on X. It shows you where the account was based when they joined the platform, how often they've changed their username, and how they downloaded the X app. Again, this is a good feature, but it has backfired terribly. And before we continue, yes, people have noted that the location data may be affected by things like travel, VPNs, but according to X's own head of product, the information is 99% accurate. Now that's a problem because it has exposed a situation that even in a resistance lib's wildest dreams, I don't think any of us could have predicted. Basically, every MAGA account, every prominent far-right account is based in India, Russia, Serbia, Thailand, everywhere except America, which is very funny when half of them are masquerading as blonde MAGA women called like Epic Julie. Let's run down some of the examples here. The Daily Beast, good as always, they've summed up some good examples. You've got MAGA Nation X, nearly 400,000 followers, and a bio that reads, Patriot Voice for We the People. That's based in Eastern Europe. To be fair, when they said We the People, they didn't specify which people. An Ivanka Trump account, Ivanka News, has 1 million followers, okay, and frequently posts about the dangers of Islam, the threat of illegal immigration, and support for Trump. That account is based in Nigeria. The BBC noted an account called Trump_Army, which celebrated a Supreme Court ruling that it says will allow the president to deport criminals to El Salvador. That has 500,000 followers and is based in India. And honestly, we could keep going on. The most stunning thing about this is the sheer range of countries. It's truly every country except the United States. Now, there's three main reasons why this might be happening. The first is that, hey, maybe MAGA is international. Maybe MAGA is just so successful that people love it in Nigeria. And maybe that's the case. Probably not. The two more likely situations are, one, powerful actors, be they rich, MAGA mega donors, or perhaps even Russia. Screw it, maybe it is Russia. Maybe it was just Russia after all. They are paying people in the developing world who are cheaper to hire. They're basically just hiring people in the developing world to run these accounts and just pump out material designed to destabilize the United States. There was, of course, the infamous Russian Internet Research Agency, once run by Yevgeny Prigozhin. You know, the guy who tried to march on Moscow and overthrow Moscow and then just kind of stopped and didn't, and then died in a plane explosion? That guy. But the whole point of the Internet Research Agency was that they would pretend to be both left-wing and right-wing Americans online just to get into arguments because the idea was chaos. The idea was, let's just have Americans arguing with each other. So this could be that. This could be the point of these accounts, just basically to get people arguing to destabilize the United States. And I think it's pretty fair to say the United States has been more stable. The other kind of less nefarious, although equally bad reason is that X a little while back introduced money. You can now make money for tweeting, and of course the more engagement you get, the more money you make. This actually has caused so many problems for the world, the fact that people can now get paid to tweet. And obviously if you do lots of political hot takes, or if you play into people's political beliefs, you can make more money because you get more engagement. So yeah, if you're some random person in Nigeria or Serbia or whatever, and you've figured out if you create an account called MAGA Gym, you can farm money from Americans, you're obviously going to do that. Now, of course, one intrepid team that could maybe get to the bottom of this is the heroes of Doge, the Department of Government Efficiency. But we've had confirmation just this week that that doesn't exist anymore. Doge is fully gone, which I think we may have made predictions on this show about how quickly it would die. That might have even beaten our predictions because it didn't even make it barely 6 months. It definitely didn't make it a year. So RIP Doge, I guess, RIP Doge. But while MAGA may be inviting more people into the tent from different countries, the leader of MAGA, Donald Trump, is inviting more people into the tent from different political beliefs. Because Trump Trump and Zoran sitting in a tree, Kissing. Yes, despite Zoran Mamdani, the mayor-elect of New York, very openly dissing Donald Trump, calling him a fascist, calling him lots of nasty things which are all broadly true, he had his first meeting with the president, and Trump loved this guy so much. So much so that Zoran actually seemed genuinely confused by the whole situation. They have defied expectations and dashed the hopes of MAGA by getting along famously. They got along like a house on fire. People assumed because they have entirely different political beliefs and openly don't seem to like each other that they wouldn't get along, but people forget the key to Donald Trump is that he doesn't believe in anything, especially not politics, right? The only thing Donald Trump believes in is winning and winners and being around handsome, charming young men. And Zoran just rizzed the hell out of him. It's a rizzing for the ages. I don't know if we have to take the title of Rizzler off of that little boy and give it to the mayor-elect, but like, you should see the stuff coming out of this interview. There's a bit where there was all these very MAGA reporters who were basically attacking Zoran in the Oval Office, and Trump just kept like diving in front of the bullets to save him. There was a bit where they said, hey, didn't you call Trump a fascist? And Zoran goes to answer, and Trump goes, it's all right, you can just call me a fascist. It's easier that way. It's like, what is happening? Now, it's fair to say MAGA does not know what to do with this. They're completely confused. Laura Loomer, in a rare moment of lunacy, went on an extremely racist rant about it, saying, quote, wild to allow a jihadist communist, come on, we can't just be saying stuff, a jihadist communist to stand behind the president's desk. Look, I don't like him either, but Donald Trump is not a jihadist communist, okay? Sad to see. I had to drink a bottle of ginger ale today after seeing Mamdani in the Oval Office because it physically nauseates me seeing Islamic jihadists infiltrate our government and continue to get a pass to promote Islamic jihad and anti-American values with zero pushback. That was like a game of how many times can you say jihad. Why did she have to have ginger ale? Oh, it helps nausea. I thought that was her idea of like a stiff drink. She doesn't drink, so she's like, instead of having a whiskey, I had a stiff ginger ale to deal with this jihad. An incredibly normal take from communist jihadist Laura Loomer. If we're just throwing it about. Now, the left was kind of equally baffled by this. You have obviously the establishment Democrats who did not back Zoran through the whole campaign, haven't even really got behind him now because they fear how left-wing he is and how popular he is. And they don't like the fact that, oh no, he's also finessed the president. And it looks like, you know, Trump won't send ICE into New York or anything now because he likes it, because he's such a charming young man. And then on, you know, further left than that, people are annoyed because they're like, why was Zoran there smiling with a fascist? How dare he? And I will say, I don't think he did. I think Zoran held his own. I don't think he actually gave Trump an inch. Like, at no point did he say, like, I like this guy. He was just with him while Trump was just endlessly complimenting him. It was about as good as it possibly could have gone. Also, when you're the mayor of New York, you have to meet the president. Like, you have to play the game a little bit. I think he played the game exactly as much as you physically can, while also getting what you want. There's no point just going into the Oval Office and just insulting Trump, because then Trump will just punish you by, like, because Trump was threatening to withhold a load of federal funding to New York and stuff. Like, you've got to play the game a little bit. I think he played it well. I'll say it. Tia's got a good example where you got a grandparent going on a mad one, just saying all this crazy stuff, and it's just like, okay, grandpa, just hand over the Christmas money. If you get sent to the head teacher's office, you don't want to attack the head teacher, because then you'll have to leave the school. Jumping back to the MAGA accounts, we also in the past few weeks have seen the rise of things like Nano Banana Pro, which wins the prize, a prize that keeps being won for worst name ever. This is a product from Google that can now make AI images that are both incredibly difficult to detect with the naked eye and also can perfectly fool professional tools designed to detect AI. So we can't detect their AI, computers can't detect their AI. Great, thank you for inventing that. What possible non-evil use for that is there? So between accounts that are run in other countries, images that are entirely fake and impossible to detect, and Sora fake videos, there has never been a better time for me to tell you to be very careful about things you see online, especially things made by me, because I am a fake person created by a team in Kyrgyzstan. Now we come to the secret question for people who've made it all the way to the end to reward your good attention span. What do you think is the most rizzed up fictional character in the canon? I'm not talking about someone who's like a kind of romantic. I'm just talking about, like, you know, is it Bugs Bunny, John Fortnite, Robert Blocks, Tu Hollis? Let me know down below. Obviously, I can think of 6 or 7 of those, but let me know down below what you think is the most rizzed up character of all time. This has been Scrolly Up. I've been Benedict Townsend. That's tennis. Make sure to follow to get new episodes first. Goodbye.